Welcome to Buckets, brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. My name is Matt Moore. I'm the senior NBA writer for the Action Network. This is your Tuesday Best Bets episode for January 3rd. Glad to have you with us. I'm joined tonight, as I am every Tuesday, by Jay Money. You can find him on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney. Jay, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. It was a great start to the new year for me. So trying to keep it going here today. What's up with you guys?
Also joining me is AC Analytics capper Albert Wynn. Albert, you and I did the recap episode this afternoon. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Swept the bowl games today, which was awesome. So I'm looking into the NBA tomorrow. I think I have one bet that I'm looking into, one game really.
I'm sorry, were you on Tulane?
I was on Tulane and I was on Mississippi State -3, hit at the very last game, the very last second. So I got lucky on both. But hey, at least I was on the right side with Penn State. That was easy.
They need to be following Albert in the Action Network app as well as on Twitter at Analytics Capper. All right, let's go ahead and stop messing around. Let's get to the best bets episode. First bets episode of 2023. Albert, what do you got for me tonight? What's your best bet?
Yeah, I'm looking at that Boston OKC game. We know the Thunder don't play any defense, so I like the Boston team total. That specific line is not out yet, but I'm assuming it's around 122, 123 via simple math with the full game total there. But I like Boston to, like Jay said, go into Smack City tonight.
Okay, all right, we'll get to that one in a second. We'll come back around on that. Jay, what's your best bet for Tuesday?
Yeah, I like the Smack City slogan as well, and I think the Jazz take the Kings to the Smack City in the first half specifically. So Jazz in the first half for me, best bet.
All right, mine's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't believe I'm doing this. The number says it. I like the spot. I'm gonna do it. I'm betting the Jazz is a favorite. I should not do this because they're terrible as a favorite. I'm gonna take the Jazz -2.5 versus the Sacramento Kings. I've got too much of an edge across all categories. AC, let's go back to you. So Boston coming off that loss to the Denver Nuggets, they're taking on a Thunder team, obviously kind of in a downward spiral here. I am curious to know your kind of thoughts on why you like the over specifically on the team total versus maybe playing them on the spread or just playing the overall total. Why do you like Boston's team total specifically in the spot?
Yeah, great question. So I like the team total here. I also lean the spread as well. I don't really trust the full game total just because I don't know where Thunder and what their mindset is. They just came off a game shooting 38%. The game before that, only 42%. I don't know. They found their stroke. Whereas the Boston Celtics, we know they've had a really good offense all year long, last year and a half, really. And they're coming off a game with only 9 made threes. Game before that, only 11 made threes. So I'm expecting a nice regression spot, in the mid teens or maybe even 23s. Field goal percentage rise under 46 against the Nuggets. Wide open shots, they just made them or missed them. And then against the Clippers was around 48%. So I think this is a great spot against a team we know doesn't play any defense. And like I said, honestly, I think the Boston Celtics will cover the full game. Outside of Lou Dort, no one else really plays defense on that team. But I like the Celtics team total just because, I trust that offense more than anything else in this game.
All right, so I'm going to challenge that assumption here because let's go ahead and schedule adjusted. OKC is 12th in adjusted defensive rating. The reason my numbers like OKC consistently, and I have to basically ignore my model whenever OKC pops up, they are 14th in transition defense, and OKC is 9th in half court defense. So this is a good half court defense. I will tell you, okay, very rarely do I disagree with you. And for the people listening at home, he's going to win most of these head-to-head matchups. I will just say this. I think Boston's field goal percentage right now is going to be very fluctuant, especially on the road. So here's what we got. They are the best offense in NBA history for 2 months. Can't miss anything. Just shoot. Everybody's hitting threes. It's all awesome. Boston's going to go back to the finals, blah, blah, blah. And then they go and they face the Warriors, and the Warriors beat the ever-loving shit out of them. And then they face the Clippers, and the Clippers beat the ever-loving shit out of them. And they barely get past the Lakers, and their offense just evaporates. And I can tell you from having been at that game on Sunday versus the Nuggets, one of the things I think that has happened with this Boston team is you're seeing the impact of having Joe Mazzulla and not Ime Udoka or Brad Stevens coaching this team. There's no way to really get them kind of back to their central core philosophies. And there's a lot of just like, I'm going to shoot this because it goes in this season. It goes in every time. What do you mean I missed? Now, they had this horrible stretch versus the Magic and the Wizards, right? We're doing terrible. Second half versus the Wolves, they get it going. They put up like 140 on the Bucks on Christmas. So it's all, here's what we have. Like basically the last 3 weeks, we have the Celtics are either the best offense in the universe or they can't hit water if they fell out of a fucking boat. So my concern there is on the road versus a Thunder team that plays consistent defense, especially on the perimeter. Like they don't have bigs. That's their problem. Is the Celtics might win this game by going inside because Thunder doesn't have any bigs. But I'm worried about their shooting variance if they go back to let's just chuck up threes. I get it from the perspective of it's a bounce back spot. They're gonna be pissed off. They are like Jaylen Brown was pissed off about that Nuggets loss, like pissed off, right? So it's a really good spot. If you're on just Celtics spread, I think I would like this, but I worry a little bit about the team total just from the perspective of the variance with Boston. I'm a little bit skittish about right now. If you're right, you should play it like an alternate because they may put up like 140 on them. That's entirely possible. Yeah. I think I'm worried more about the extreme ends of this versus like a spread play, which is more kind of isolated on the Celtics are good and the Thunder are bad. And that's kind of the angle line. Jay, what do you think about that pick?
Yeah, this I'll tell you the truth, man. You make some great points. I've watched this Thunder team and they play really good half-court defense, to be honest with you. So the thing about it is they don't have the center down low to stop you, but they're stopping guys on the outside to stop you from getting to the paint. If it's me and I like the Celtics here and I'm thinking they're a bounce back, I'd possibly look towards taking the Celtics early in this one, maybe a first half spot, or even take them spread. Me personally, I'm off. I don't want to take them like team total wise on the road. It's just me personally, because I've seen up and down from them, especially on the road as well. Even versus the Nuggets, a somewhat bad defense, I figured out they have a better game in that one. So I'm not necessarily buying the Celtics right now on the road. I do think they'll come in here pissed off. First game of a back-to-back from the Thunder, but I can say that they're a little bit better defensively than I originally thought this year.
Okay, let's move on. Jay, what tell me about why you want the first half here with the Jazz and not the second half and for the total play.
Oh, but personally, to be honest with you, I'm not sure if the Jazz are kind of sort of not sure if they want to tank yet, right? They don't know if they really want to win games here. So this could be one where they're up in the first half and then maybe kind of piss away the game, full game or whatever. We know that the Kings are no pushover. Huerter and Malik Monk are both questionable right now. Don't really care if they play or not, but I'll take Jazz in the first half here to bounce back. We know this team plays really well at the house. In the last game, this obviously a quick revenge spot as well. They just lost to Sacramento only by 1 point in Sacramento as well, and the Jazz don't even play well on the road. So I do think they get it done full game as well. I just feel like the first half is more comfortable for me. They were only down 3 in the first half in Sacramento, and they only made 8 threes in that game. They got outscored by four 3-pointers in that game and still kept within 1. That says, in theory, it really says that the Jazz probably should have won that game here. So I expect them to shoot the 3 a lot better at the house. Clarkson, Malik Beasley, Michael Conley as well. Give me the Jazz here in the first half. I think they come out here and smack the Kings up, at least early.
Yeah, it's interesting. So on the season, the Jazz are the most profitable third quarter team this season at 25-14 against the spread and 6-4 in their last 10, even in the midst of kind of a losing stretch. But then we go to the fourth quarter, and the Jazz this season are the second worst team in the league, 14-25 against the spread. 6-4 though at home or in the last 10 games. I'm gonna look at what they are at home in the fourth quarters. Yeah, they're still 6-12 in the fourth. So you may be right there. I'm going to go ahead and lay the 2.5 here. My number makes this about 4. I've got 2 points of edge here. It's a light slate. This is honestly the best play I think I can find. I will note here, and I kind of mentioned it briefly when we started the show, that the Jazz have been really bad as favorites, like just really bad. So like this makes me nervous from the perspective of trying to figure out like, okay, can I really trust them? Like, I want to bet them as dogs still. I still think this team is underrated in the market, but when they're laying points, they simply haven't been able to kind of accomplish that. Like, that's just been a big problem for them. So I'm not exactly sure. Like, I don't feel super comfortable about it, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to lay the points. AC, you got any thoughts on Jazz versus the Kings?
No, I defer to you guys. The fact that you guys align there is pretty big for me. So Jay's been awesome with these first half spots. I think it is a Jazz play. I think that's the sharper side because everyone is expecting the Jazz to not cover as a favorite, like you mentioned. But a couple points on that Celtics game there. They played recently, right? Or they played earlier this year in November. Yes, that's when Boston Celtics their offense was humming. They scored 126 points on this defense, but they only hit 10 threes on that game. For me, when it comes to team total, is mostly a regressional bet when it comes to the threes. I think threes is where the variance is in the NBA, especially with teams that shoot so many threes like the Celtics and the Jazz, teams like that. So I think this is a good spot. They haven't hit more than 10 threes in the last 2 games. So I think if they get to, like I said, the mid-teens, maybe even 23s, I think this number is going to fly over. So that's why I do lean everything on the Celtics side as well. But you make some good points. They do have a lot of good perimeter defenders, especially in the half court. Shea's a good defender. Dort is an elite defender. But I think the Celtics, they're in the middle of a 4-game road trip. They can't go back to Boston 1-3. They're playing Dallas after this game. So I think they're gonna, like Jay says, take OKC to Smack City tomorrow night.
If we do the Celtics and the Jazz on the money line, that gets us to plus 115. I kind of like that. I don't do a lot of parlays. Come on, Jay. Come on. This one time, let's do a parlay. Come on.
I mean, at plus money, I can't talk. I'll parlay it with my Jazz first half.
Okay. Do that. Do that as well. Worried about that.
I can't tell you if Monk and Huerter don't play, the Jazz will smoke the Kings tomorrow. They're not the type of team that can really miss guys. They don't. It's not that they don't have a ton of depth, but they will miss Huerter and Monk. They'll miss both of their 3-point shooting. So like I say, if one of those or if both are out, I think they might get smoked in this game.
The other game on the slate is Wizards Bucks. I should be betting Bucks here.
Mm-hmm. Can't touch them.
I make this game. It's 8.5. The problem is I have this power rated only at a -2 because of how bad Milwaukee has been lately. Like it takes a lot to get me off of the Bucks at home versus an Eastern Conference opponent this is a juicy Bucks spot. But that's how bad the Bucks have been. I can't get there. So I'm gonna leave that one.
They've been bad on the road though, man. The main place where the Bucks have been bad. They obviously at the house, they're supposed to be a bounce back spot. When you sit Drew Holiday and Giannis, they basically tossed up the game up as a loss. This is the one. If you want the Bucks, you probably look at them first half. Usually in those quick revenge spots, the first half is the peak motivation spot. So I'd be looking towards Bucks first half. Should be somewhere around 4.5. I'd look towards first quarter and first half. Giannis is in for sure. Drew Holiday's in for sure with the quick revenge. Wizards been playing well, but Bucks at the home or Bucks at the house are a different beast.
All right, I like that.
Another great angle here is if you're playing against the Wizards, your center is going to go off. So look at Embiid's best game this season. Look at Anthony Davis's best game this season. DeAndre Ayton's best game this season. They all played against the Wizards. They have zero interior defense. Porzingis just stays on the outside anyway. So look for Giannis to kind of just dominate this entire game, especially on the glass. That's what I look at when I'm playing the Wizards.
All right, let's go wrap it up for Buckets for a Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. We're back tomorrow with another Best Bets episode. Make sure to hit us on Twitter. Let us know that you enjoy the show. Give us those 5-star reviews. Check out the show on YouTube or in the Action Network app. Best way for you to track your picks. Find all sorts of great betting information. You can check that out wherever you get apps for your mobile device. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Till then, let's get buckets.